Hey guys, join me in the closet. It's 7 minutes in heaven.
It is indeed 7 minutes in heaven. Thank you so much for joining us. This is our sports episode where we're going to talk about sports for like 7 minutes, definitely a little bit longer. I got all my boys plus one, well, minus one plus one. I got Jason, Chase, Chris, and we have a special guest. We have a special guest today. No Jose. We brought in our boy Blair, friend of the podcast, longtime friend. He's the guy that we've been talking about for a couple weeks now, who's, months probably now at this point. He's been slowly catching up to the podcast. What episode are you up to now?
271. I mean, it's like middle of October.
Crazy.
Yeah, I'm like almost caught up. Yeah,
that's wild. Crazy.
Yeah.
Well, so you're gonna be done here soon.
Let's hold off anything about the normal episodes for the normal episode. Yeah. Not to say don't talk about it, but like I want details there because I have a lot of questions based off of how you did that and as fast as you did.
Please don't censor me though. I don't appreciate that.
We don't.
I like to live free, so I'll answer whatever questions I want whenever I want to.
He's got no pants on right now, so
hell yeah.
That's that big Nick energy. That's what that is.
I feel like that shirt's perfect for no pants energy.
You have to Winnie the Pooh in this shirt.
Yeah.
With that being said, we have a fantastic fucking episode ahead of us. We're going to talk about some sports. We got NFL. We're going to talk about some Florida State. We're all Florida State grads, so it's going to be Florida State heavy, I feel like Jason said. College football playoff reactions. We'll talk about that too. We do have an opening item, yeah.
Should we play it? Is it okay to play the opening item intro for 7 minutes 7? Or
fuck yeah.
I think it's okay, right? All right, cool.
Fuck
you. Excuse me, do you know how much a polar bear weighs?
No, how much?
Enough to break the ice. Hi, Fred Searing. How are you?
Hello, Fred Searing. Searing? Searing. The opening item today says best NFL stadiums by division. What are your thoughts on this list? Sure,
go
ahead, Chris.
Talk. I
love it.
Forcing's not necessary. Nope.
Chris,
wrong.
Give me the list and who's it by, so we give them.
Well, Fox NFL right there at the top is that's who tweeted this out.
I bash them later.
Okay, you can bash them. All right, so this basically just saying, in their opinion, the best stadium by division. I mainly put it on here to piss you guys off because it said the Vikings was better than Lambeau.
Did they have a criteria?
No, it was literally just this picture.
Just looking at it, I feel like their criteria, for the most part, was like newer and shinier.
I agree with that.
Because they have looking.
Well, let's get into the Chris. Give the list of the stadiums.
So the AFC
originally told. Piece of shit.
Kevin's getting after it. The AFC. I don't know all their names. I'm gonna say the team. The AFC North is the Baltimore Ravens Stadium. And AFC East is the Dolphins. AFC South is the Colts, trash. AFC West is the Raiders, which that one's fairly new, so I'd imagine there. NFC North is the Vikings.
It's brand new, right?
Couldn't tell you exactly when. So NFC North is the Vikings.
They just moved to the Vegas like a year or two ago, right? A couple years, I guess. So it has to be pretty new.
God damn it, Chris!
Unless it was
that's on me.
Or was it like
didn't do the notes.
Was it like Jacksonville where they had a stadium chilling there and they just kind of updated it and made it?
No,
this one's brand spanking new.
Yeah, they just.
NFC East is Jerry World, Cowboys. NFC South is I think Mercedes-Benz, the Falcons, and then the NFC West is SoFi, I think, the Rams. I knew more than I thought. There you have it. Which one on there? It's just trash. Shouldn't be on there.
This is a fucking it's all a piece of shit. This whole fucking list is dumb, okay?
Not one on there you agree with?
I mean, I'd have to think about it. Steelers got to be the number one. AFC North, I mean, Heinz Field, legendary Heinz Field. AFC East.
I can already tell you're going with history, which is fine. That's totally fine.
Best NFL stadium.
One answer, and Chase is like, your trend is our history. For sure.
Because he's also going to say Lambeau.
I agree.
Yeah, why would I say that?
Which is,
That's
again,
crazy.
But this list didn't say their criteria, but you can guess it, and their criteria is not history. It's not what the stadium meant back in the day. It quite clearly, to me, is the nicest, newest, shiniest.
Yeah. Or amenities. So, all right.
Or
so
amenities, correct.
We'll try to figure this out. So once you guys go over the list and tell you like what's wrong about it, I need to know your criteria. At least let's have a criteria of what you need from a stadium if you're going to go to this fucking stadium. All right. So first off, Chase started talking. Kevin started talking first. So Kevin, you go right off the bat. Tell me the 3 things you have wrong with this
Kevin,
list
right?
and what you're looking for. What you're looking forward to when it comes to a fucking stadium?
Well, it depends. Okay, obviously, if I'm gonna go to my team stadium, it doesn't fucking matter what my stadium is, because that's my team. All right. Now my team just so happens to have the best stadium in the NFL. Sorry about it. But I don't fucking not go to your team's game because they have a shitty stadium, Jacksonville.
Not a shitty
still
stadium.
Go. Not a good stadium either.
What do you mean? They have a swimming pool and free Bud Light. What else do you need, right?
They have free Bud Light?
Didn't they do like a free Bud Light thing to get people to go to the fucking games?
I mean,
I'm sure
I can't confirm, but they probably did something to like, hey, show up.
But anyways, yeah. So besides that, if we're gonna just go to some random game where if I'm going to an away game, say the Packers are playing somebody, I obviously want to go to either a historic stadium or a super fucking nice stadium, not some random ass stadium like I don't know, like the Tennessee Titans, stadium. I'm not gonna be going to that game.
Not the best.
Something like that. So. I mean, that's as far as best stadiums, that's what I would go with.
All right. Blair, how about you? Chase, you hold off. I feel like Chase is just fucking like ready to
go.
No,
Chase is rearing. I'm kind of in the same boat with Kevin. I think it's part history, but it's also like a little bit of just overall feel or ambiance. Like NFC West, I would probably take Seattle's because you're like right over the Puget Sound. It's one of the loudest stadiums. So I think it depends on each stadium's going to have different criteria. Unfortunately, I don't think you can say like it's these 4 or 5 things. Like I'm biased, but I think the Mercedes-Benz Superdome is subpar compared to the OG Superdome. The Mercedes-Benz Superdome is better than Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta.
Wait, what changed? Oh,
Atlanta's is Mercedes-Benz Stadium,
and
New Orleans is the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. It's really
I
stupid.
got you.
I wish we would find a new sponsor because that pisses me off. I hate Atlanta. Fuck the Falcons.
That stadium's nice, though.
Yeah, it is. But, I mean, I think it's, new and nice is not always better. The Dolphins Stadium is pretty decent. The fact that the Hurricanes play there makes me hate it, though. So
it's fair.
I don't know if I could vote for that one. I don't know who else is in that division. I worked for them, and I don't even know.
I will say Dolphins.
The Ghetto Lands is trash. The other one you're in Boston. Like I probably would go with the Dolphins there, but like I said, I don't think there's like a clear cut criteria that you can pick and say all of them have to fit these criteria to be the best in their division.
I've only been Dolphin Stadium one time. Shout out to them for making the upgrade that needed to be happen.
Yes,
was the fucking overhang. It may not seem like anything, but if that thing's not there, you're just fucking baked chicken out there, just fucking roasting like a goddamn Thanksgiving turkey out there. So.
Do you think they'll ever adjust the Cowboys with how their players are always bitching about that?
Blinded by the sun or
hits them at a certain time, and Jerry's like, deal with it, kind of thing.
Nah, fucking suck it up.
Well, the Dolphins built their stadium to roast the away sideline.
Yeah.
Day
games, the sun is nailing the away team.
Yeah, they did it on purpose.
So we know what we're doing.
I respect that. But
it's like they did like a test. It's like a 20-degree temperature difference.
That's awesome. Hell yeah.
Which is funny because like they live in South Florida, so they're acclimatized to it, and they're still like, we're gonna take the shade. Y'all chill out there and mainline Gatorade.
But like Jerry's self-sabotage, though. That's the thing that's bugging me about it. Is like you're fucking your own team. They're complaining about it, and you're still hard-headed. Like
he's like,
kind of thing.
I don't care.
I mean, is he still there
I agree with
though?
What Blair said
of course
there.
Jerry?
Go historical. What's that?
What do you mean? He's never gonna die. He has so
no,
much
I mean
money.
mentally.
Yeah, I think he is. He's still finding prostitutes. Fuck, I'm sure.
He's worrying about the important things.
Go ahead, Jay. What were you saying though?
No, I agree with pretty much everything that you said. But on the historic side, I think honestly, Boston kind of comes to mind, but I don't. Is that a historical thing? Off the top of my head, I feel like
it's only because they've been winning all those Super Bowls.
Yeah.
That's literally it. Right? That's it. Before that, no one give a shit.
It's kind of like Lambeau, though. You could probably catch a nice snow game there or something, though,
But it doesn't have the same feel that Lambeau has.
If I'm doing snow games, I'm doing Lambeau, Buffalo, and anywhere else.
Those are the top two. Yeah.
But Buffalo would be fucking awesome to be good.
I mean, the Vikings are soft because they have a dome. Like, just
Vikings,
deal with
everything
the
about
like a man.
Vikings
Come on.
are fucking...
Like, New Orleans is because it's 1,000 degrees.
Plus, it's a bird-killing stadium. Let's be honest. They took out so many birds with that fucking stadium, and it's just disrespectful to nature. And
Kevin is a big fan of nature.
You can tell you how many things are wrong.
He's never talked about fighting animals himself.
Well, it's just that's respectful as well. Like,
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, he respects him so much to just give him a pile driver off the top turnbuckle, apparently.
Exactly.
Fuck. Jason, what?
Chris, you just left a stadium. You got in Titans. Tell us how much you spent to get into that game today.
Bro, I was looking at the tickets Friday because they were like middle of the week. They were like $20-something. I'm like, that's pretty cheap. I spent a whopping $8 per ticket.
That much?
Wow.
Damn.
So $28 total plus everything to go watch that.
That was a real
dumpster
barn
fire
burner,
of it.
too, wasn't it?
Hey, I called it. I said first to 10's going to win, and Jacksonville decided to play offense in the fourth quarter and win the game. But that stadium,
how much did you buy a beer?
Yeah, only 15.
That's why you're so tired.
Only
you're
$15.
So
yeah, your beer cost as much as your 2 tickets did.
Yeah, just nearly more. I would say, and I know the energy obviously sucks. Both teams sucks, but back to the original question, I think the atmosphere, like the vibe of the game, would be one. Like it'd be cool to go to old. What are you giggling about?
Nothing. Go ahead.
Chase's fucking disease that he's got over here.
But just like the whole vibe of the game, because I imagine if say when I went to the game in Jacksonville when the two of them played, and it was for the division, like the vibe in there was excellent. That made it much better. Whereas today they were like, "All right, Titans, get ready," and it was just the most just mid applause, like nothing.
Yeah.
Even the guys sitting next to me too are like, "We're just fucking trash. We're just both terrible. Like this is just so bad."
That's awesome.
He was like, "We just lose and we want the first pick," and I was just like, "It's just I can imagine going to that game there. It might make that stadium experience better because even last year when we went, it was a little better because they were trying to knock us out of the playoffs, which they did. But for me, it's just the vibe and the whole vibe of the stadium is so bummer day. But we won, so fuck them. Down's a good one, but we won, so fuck them.
I got a little trivia for you. You guys guess right now. This is gonna go to the big board, so fuck it.
What? Okay, come on.
Going to the big board. Price of beer from I guess it's a radio station called 93.5 The Fan. Pulled the beer list from 2024 as of September 12th, 2024. It's going to be a 2-question. You're going to give me the stadium with the cheapest beer and the most expensive beer.
Mercedes-Benz has got to be the cheapest.
I was going to say the same thing.
That's okay. So we're all going to say that one's the cheapest.
Okay.
Most expensive has got to be.
Well, hold on.
Blair,
I'm second guessing myself.
I thought Jacksonville would be the cheapest beer, unless their fan base
did
is
say free Bud Light 2 seconds ago.
That doesn't count. Promotions don't count.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the only thing I'm second guessing about Mercedes-Benz is when I've seen all the hype about how cheap their stuff is, it tends to be about the food in particular, like hot dogs, hamburgers. I don't recall if the beers were also in that insanely affordable, but I'm gonna stick with it because I don't have anything else.
Our boy Tim on Instagram wants to chime in. He says Dallas most expensive.
Ooh, that's a good one.
They were one of the ones I was thinking
That's a good one.
Dallas.
So,
I'm gonna say Vegas just because it's Vegas.
ooh, that's
I was
not
thinking
a bad
West
one
Coast
either.
Vegas or LA,
Yeah,
SoFi.
yeah.
I think I'm gonna go Jacksonville for cheapest and SoFi for most.
That's a good one too. Yeah.
I was also thinking SoFi as well. I'm not going to change my answer just because Blair said it. I'm going to stick with it and say Dallas. Dallas.
I see what you did there.
Chris, did you say
Most expensive Dallas, cheapest Atlanta.
Okay.
Okay, and then Blair, what did you say?
I said cheapest Jacksonville, most expensive SoFi.
Fuck, none of you guys got it right.
Yeah.
Wow. What is it?
So most expensive Washington Commanders, 1649.
What?
Why would you? You need people in that stadium, bro.
You gotta
Come
make
on.
back the
And then
buyout for
cheapest-
Dan Boy.
Yeah, facts.
Cheapest is Cincinnati Bengals, $6.80.
Oh,
for
well, yeah,
you.
because you're in Ohio, so who wants to be there?
Well, it's funny you say that because number 2, Cleveland Browns, 17.
There you have it.
Yeah,
Like,
they just
What
bring
is-
their own.
Ohio
They bring
naturally
their own
like
drinks in.
I don't
Detroit,
get that.
720.
Fuck. Piece of shit. They're good at
I think
everything.
Anytime
Lambeau
you
is
bring
just
up-
BYU.
They're just good at everything now. Is that what it is?
I
And
love
then
y'all so damn
Atlanta-
much.
So since you guys all said Mercedes, or a lot of you guys did, $8.50, Atlanta number 8.
That's
it's
still not
pretty
bad,
fucking
yeah.
cheap. Like,
Yeah, their
I
food's
would buy
insanely cheap,
after
though.
that bill. Yeah.
No.
And what was another one? What'd you guys say? I feel like
Blair said
said
cheapest
Vegas-
is Jacksonville.
Vegas,
Jaguars,
SoFi.
Vegas, SoFi. Dolphins up there is number 23 at $12. That kind of tracks. Jets, 13. Chargers, Rams, 14. Damn, where the fuck? Oh, Vegas, number 31, $14.99.
So close.
Yeah, pretty wild.
Wait, who is the most expensive? I forget. I'm sorry.
That
Commanders.
was going to
Commanders.
be
That
Commanders,
tracks because I don't think I've seen a beer in
Oh,
like a
that's right,
regular
yeah.
bar for under $8 in this area. So
They're, I
Damn.
guess one of their most expensive beers, their largest one costing $17.49. Bro, I never like we've had this conversation on the podcast before where I've
Yeah.
like not paid attention to the price and I pulled it up there. Like one time Grace were like outrageous and the lady's like $15 and she's like, "You want to pay for this?" And I was like, my ego was like, I got to. If I pull this back, I feel like an asshole. Like I would turn that back at $17.49. I'd be like, no shot. I'm not paying that. Fuck off. Go
That's
kiss my
gonna
dick.
be a no.
Bro,
I
that's
did
almost
the
Bridgestone
same
prices.
shit for a margarita on Destin Beach during 4th of July. Erica was like, this is when we first started dating. She was just like, I want a margarita right now on the beach. And I was like, that sounds fucking great. You know, we're watching fireworks, and I grabbed it, and he was like, all right, bro, that'll be $25.50. And I'm like, I'm sorry, like that was back in the
What?
day too.
Yeah, you're like, wait a minute.
That was back in the day. I was used to fucking Bullwinkle's prices, you know, like
How much did you say? 20 what?
yeah. But
I ordered one, sir.
Yeah, that was just one drink.
today that'd be fine. Today that'd be fine. But back in the day, you know, about 15 years ago, that'd be something different.
It's
I
funny
worked
you
at
say
an event for
Bullwinkle's.
the Washington Mystics at their stadium.
That's
It was
not a
for,
real
the
thing.
employees. It's the WNBA
WNBA.
team. Yeah, I didn't realize who. I had to Google it. I was like, who the fuck are the Mystics? And it was like a mixed drink was $32.
Jesus
And I was like,
Christ.
I was like, it's You want people to come to these games, right? Like, you can't charge that much for alcohol for.
Yeah, if you don't have Caitlin Clark, you better figure out a way.
No, it's funny you say Bullwinkles because, like, as I get older now and I'm not around college towns and stuff like that. I realized
How
why
the
my
fuck did
parents
you-
love coming to FSU, like, and drinking. Because, like, you go to Bullwinkles, it was like $7 for a pitcher of liquor. Even if they watered it down, you're still getting fucked up.
Yeah,
like, I don't give a
giant ass
shit what it
pitcher
is.
that big.
They're like, you can have Crown Royal for $10 all you can drink. I was like, oh yeah, all right, sure, yeah, I'll give the extra $3 to
Okay.
drink that shit.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck what it is. It's Everclear. I don't care. Lie to me. It's cheap. $7.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I'm going to drink it. It doesn't matter.
Like we alluded to, guys, it's going to be an FSU update, kind of heavy episode, so let's start this off right now.
SEC, Florida State, your team, your RB. We some dogs, we ain't no puppies.
Who wants to talk about it, man? Well, okay, so you put in FSU recruiting, and I wanted to update that, Chris, because we skipped last week because we had an awesome guest, Che, on.
Yeah,
Let's
Che
talk a
was
little
good.
bit about it because we didn't talk about the coaching as
Come
well.
on.
There's been a lot of change in the last 2 seconds. So who wants to hit off right off the bat when it comes to FSU and what you've seen in the last 2 weeks? Because it's kind of fucking crazy.
Well,
One,
I
did
know-
anybody expect it, and two, are you liking what you're seeing?
I know these two to my right or left really are really fucking biting at the bit here. So I'm just gonna say, as far as coaching changes, you know, like I said before, I want to see it. You know, obviously it's positive. You know, I'm feeling, you know, all this positive vibes coming towards me, all these good stats and stuff, and I just said I need to start to see it on the field, and that's not going to happen until, you know, we see it on the field. And unfortunately, it's going to be against Alabama.
Game
so
one,
that's gonna
yeah,
be
there you go.
That's going to be a whole thing. But, you know, I will say, are we just talking about coaching change right now?
Whatever you want,
both.
bro.
Recruiting. and
Okay, so
coaching.
recruiting wise, Unbelievable. I'm more than fucking happy about that. Crazy to me. The fact that we were able to go 2-10, right? And somehow fucking pull off a top 25 recruiting class.
Insane.
That just shows, and I've heard several people say it before, that our logo, our name still carries a lot of weight. And that means a lot to me, and I know it means a lot to you guys too. So I think that's really awesome.
For sure.
I mean, I think the coaching change and the signing day are related. If we hadn't made changes with how bad that season was, we wouldn't have landed who we did. I mean, the only one was the
Solomon Thomas.
Yeah,
he would have stayed. He would have stayed if we kept Atkins, but we would have lost everyone else. So what would that have mattered?
Yeah.
And we would have continued to not improve our offensive line. So
But I'm not trying to be a dick to Atkins because he sounds like a really good guy and a really good recruiter. But like as a kid that has seen our offensive line kind of basically shit the bed almost every year. Like I still say like I don't even care about I still think the Jordan Travis era, he saved our offensive line and made it look as good as it was.
Sure.
I mean,
so
you're right about that.
I think we've had a good one. So like, what do you see in Atkins that was going to be able to put you into the next level?
So he did. I mean, you can obviously attribute a lot to Jordan Travis, but even in the running game, you can at least attribute some to Jordan Travis. But what I look back to as like peak offensive line, honestly, our peak offense under Norvell was not even the year we went undefeated. It was the year before that where we went 10-3. After we lost to NC State, which was just an atrocious game. But after that game, I don't know what the fuck happened, but that is the best our offense has looked since, I think, the 2013 team, maybe. That team was offensively was unstoppable, dude. Running the ball, passing the ball, everything, dude. So, like, if he just maybe pulled up, like, highlights of that season, he's like, I mean, look, I taught this guy to pull. Because, dude, again, we ran... Again, I brought this up before. We ran counter like every play against Miami that season and rushed for like 300 plus. Like they could not stop a play they knew was coming every time because it was so well done and so well blocked every single time. So honestly, maybe you just showed highlights of that Miami game. It was like,
check this out.
See how I taught them to run counter? I can teach you to run counter like that.
So what do you like about what you've seen so far when it comes to the coaching? And then we can talk like that's probably going to trickle into recruiting, right?
Yeah, I mean,
the new coaching.
Yeah,
yes.
The new coaching. Yeah.
So changes. What I've read is that Norvell really wanted to be a run first team, and we were atrocious. And the reason he brought in Malzahn, because Malzahn's a good offensive coordinator. He was a little stale in some situations at UCF. Like they had a good offense, but like some of his play calling is kind of old school, like boring wide receiver screen type stuff. But they had the seventh or eighth best running in the nation. And so he wants to be a run first team.
And he had good run offenses at Auburn too.
Right. You know, that's like his specialty is run heavy. So he got rid of the offensive line coach, brought in a new offensive coordinator, wants to be that team that stuffs it down your throat like 90s Seminoles and begs you to throw it because they're going to stack the box and make you stop the run.
That's honestly what I thought this year's team was going to be.
That's what it was hyped up to be.
I mean, for someone who wants to run the ball so much, that motherfucker sure didn't want to run the ball very much.
Oh, no.
We couldn't.
Yeah, without like you had.
We didn't run the ball very well.
I mean, even last year, third game of the season, we ran 8 times.
Even last year, I feel like our run offense was so like reliant on Trey Benson busting off a 60-yard run. We literally would have like 17 rushes for like 30 yards, and then Benson would bust off a 60-yarder. We're like, well, we rushed for 140 yards. It's like, but like almost all of that was that one play where Trey Benson ran over 2 guys and juked another guy.
So I got a question for you guys then. My next follow-up then is, I know you guys know where I stand. I want the play calling to go to someone else, but based off of what Blair just said, that doesn't make me feel confident moving forward that Norvell's one's going to hand it off, and if he does hand it off, he's handing it off to someone that's kind of boring. Because I've heard mixed reviews on UCF where they're like, we weren't really fond of him, but they're like, I don't think he's there ready. He's kind of past his prime in head coaching. But as an OC, they loved him. So I'm still going to give him the benefit of the doubt. But what I'm scared about is who's play calling, and how is that going to change?
Well, there's something.
There's got to be some sort of announcement here.
Well, and there's some. I'm assuming Gus Malzahn. This is my assumption. Gus Malzahn's going to call the plays, and there's something to be said for being the offensive coordinator and calling plays versus head coach and calling plays. Head coach has so much more going on in their minds throughout a game. So like Blair said, maybe his play, maybe he was head coach. He's the head coach.
But I mean, was he calling plays as well?
And then he gave it away, I think, halfway through the year.
Right.
So there's something to be said for like now he can, assuming he is calling the plays, he can just focus on calling the plays. And maybe his play calling is less stale. Like maybe when he's got all this going on in his head, he's like, oh, wide receiver screen. Whereas when all he's thinking about is, all right, man, I ran, this last time. I'm setting him up for this play. Like he can maybe play a little more chess and think ahead. I've never head coached versus offense coordinator. I never fucking coached football at all. So like this is all speculation. But in theory, to me, that makes sense. That it's at least a little easier and a little more like clear-minded to just focus on that as opposed to being a manager over it all.
Changing tunes real quick. Defense. We're pretty much now. Last year we took all Alabama. It feels like we're taking fucking Nebraska right now.
Well, we haven't gotten anyone yet, but I would take their linebackers for sure.
I feel like Nebraska that coach bringing that coach over has now brought in more coaches over there and has got us on like the what do they call it, the crystal ball shit. For stuff like that.
To get like their linebackers and defensive linemen.
Yeah, they
Pot
weren't
roast
that
coming
great
over.
this year.
Their defense was solid though, minus one game.
Yeah, that's
they
what
were
I'm saying.
what, 20th?
Make me feel good about this.
Yeah, their defense was actually really good, minus one game, which against Indiana, where they turned the ball over, I think 5 or 6 times. So like, take that with a grain of salt. They still probably didn't play great defense, but dude, it's hard to have a perfect like FSU's 2013 national championship defense, which was loaded with NFL stars, still gave up 35 points to Boston College. Like one bad game happens. No matter what. It just happens. I'm willing to throw that out as the outlier, and I wonder what their defense would have ranked if you take that shit show of a game out. I bet it's even higher. So I'm very intrigued by their defense. And Pot Roast, I think, is the biggest get, honestly.
Come on now.
Aren't we? We're bringing their linebackers coach. Is that right?
I didn't see linebackers coach, safeties coach, and defensive line coach.
Yeah,
I don't.
Line coach.
Yeah, Pot Roast is the D line coach.
Okay.
And then we also added their safeties coach.
Our linebackers were a liability this past
Well,
year.
we let go. Randy Shannon's gone. I don't think we currently have a linebacker.
I don't think it was a coach either. I think it was like a talent.
Yeah, I think the defensive coordinator that we just signed, White, I'm pretty sure he also coaches linebackers.
Awesome.
And then how do you think Hagan's taken over as any associate head coach as his new position?
Yeah, he's off and he's off field now, so I don't know what he's going to do. Maybe help game prep.
Like, you think it was a PR stunt? Is like, hey, dude, we need to upgrade our coaches. We don't want to lose you. Let's give you I don't want to call it a fake title, but I felt like that was like a
100%.
Something
nice
off the field.
Yeah.
I think so.
Most likely.
Like
It is what it is. At this point in his life, like he's got to know that he means a lot to this not the organization, the university. And that he's not going anywhere until he wants to leave. And any coach that ever comes in and decides otherwise will be fucking hung at the stake.
Blacklisted,
you know what I mean? Yep. Yeah. So, I mean, your job's safe, but you also got to know that, hey, look, we're trying to make some changes here. You got to be understandable, and I'm sure he was.
I think that also plays into how much he loves Florida State. Because I think
he could have left.
Yeah, I think that's how the conversation went. Like, dude, you are Florida State. You're everything that represents Florida State. But like, I think for Florida State to be better next year, we need this. I think that's how it was probably taken to him, and he was like, "Nah, I get it.
He's probably like, yeah, I can do that."
Yep.
Fucking
and then there you go.
I hope at one point in my life where I get so good, but I'm like old and like, dude, you can't get up. Like,
you can't.
Like,
yeah. Like 2 years from now.
Yeah, I think that's fucking cool. I mean,
I agree.
I mean, that's talk about blood.
He's a legend. He's a fucking legend.
I remember when he slapped a Gatorade out of a player's hands.
Yep.
Because we don't drink that Gator trash in this stadium.
Yep.
Like,
what else in life? Like that's where you want to be. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like you want to be like to the guy that's like, hey, everything's changing around you, but you're fucking. We got to keep you here because you're such a fucking legend, you know, and we love you so goddamn much, you know. And he makes an impact. He makes a fucking impact on recruiting.
Yeah.
So
I mean, probably only positive impact that we've had in recruiting the last 3 years, right? At least like outside of the transfer portal.
Besides Chase,
right, so,
Chase too.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah, definitely Chase. Moving on to the next one, Chris. I love this question, and I'm gonna make you go first. Will college bands start fining people for planting flags, and how do you feel about it? So before you even think about answering it for the college football organization, do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you think they should or should not do it?
I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah.
Chase, I'm asking Chris.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Literally said Chris.
Yeah,
and Blair and Chase.
Chase not.
Sorry, I thought
he's not
you were
focused.
just asking a general question.
Hush your mouth. Hush your mouth.
I mean, personally, I don't know, because honestly, I don't mind it. Like, if you want to go do it, but you know it's going to start shit anytime you do it, because if you're doing it at home and you just lost, you don't want somebody to plant on your logo. You know it's going to start shit. It personally doesn't bother me because, like everyone says, you don't want it to happen. All you got to do is win the game. But in Tallahassee, when it happened, we lost. I mean, let's be real. We didn't have high hopes we were going to win that game. And rivalry weekend, it's when people are going to get into it. And yes, I definitely think they're going to eventually. All they're going to do. You can't really ban it unless what are you going to make sure they didn't bring a flag with them? You're just going to start fining them like they do when they storm the field. They're going to be like, all right, we'll fine you $100,000 if you
flag check at the door.
Yeah.
What's that behind your back, sir?
Hey, what's in the bag?
Nothing.
Equipment guy, what's in there? What's in there?
I see something behind you. I
what do
can
you have
see
in that
it.
bag? Nothing.
I'm with you, Chris. I think the Gator game was a joke. I think for a shitty-ass Gator team to beat a really shitty Florida State team, that made you look – that's basically rushing the field in my mind on a really shitty team. You just planted a flag on a two-win team. You're pathetic.
You showed
us,
that
being
bro.
said, I'm cool with it because, like you said, you're doing it because you want that you're trying to antagonize the other
That's
team.
what you're trying to do.
And I'm all about that shit. I love when I see two teams about to fucking bash into each other. Just bring it back. Make hockey and football kind of the same. Let me see a couple fights. Just give me 2 fights. Take the helmets off and
So he wants 2 fights at least.
I want to see 2 offensive linemen fight. I don't want to see linebackers or corners or anything. I want to see 2 fat.
I mean, linebackers would be good too, though.
How much do they fight in hockey? Do they still fight a good amount?
They still fight.
1 or 2 a game at least, or
probably at least 1 or 2. There's a fight every game.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So
hockey
so
knows what's up.
I'm with it, but so Chase, so we got 2 people that are for it. You said no. So what's your?
So my thinking is, if you are gonna do it, it better be a fucking a huge matchup. Like you said, the FSU UF. That's so fucking great. You beat a 2-9 team. Go plant your flag, baby. You're now going to a shitty bowl game. Who gives a shit? And I get the whole if you don't want to do it, beat it. I get that. I really do. If it was just 2 top 10 teams and they planted it, I probably would be more cool with it. But everyone does it nowadays, and it's so dumb. It's so overdone. It's so dumb. I think it's dumb in general. I think you beat them, and then the fans get to experience that win with the rush on the field, and the players get that euphoria of beating your rival. I don't think you need to plant the flag. To me, that just shows me that you need something extra for this game to mean something. You need to plant your flag and show you're king. Nah, man, you did that shit on the field already. You already fucking owned them. Why do you need to plant a flag to show you own them? You did it on the field for 60 minutes. Everyone saw it.
That's a good point. Blair, I can't tell if you agree or not, honestly.
I'm not for it. I think it's intentionally disrespectful. So it's kind of the same thing as not shaking the other coach's hand after the game. It's not a tradition. It's not something that's been around forever. I think there might be certain games where there's a let's get in the middle of the field and hoist the trophy because this game means something kind of thing. But it's, to Chase's point, it's just everyone's doing it, and it's shitty games where it doesn't matter. Cool, you're bowl eligible because you beat the worst Florida State team in history. Nobody cares. Nobody's even watching this game. I didn't even watch. I didn't even know Florida did it until right now because I didn't finish the game.
I never got through it.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think it's the opposite of sportsmanship, and there's a lack of sportsmanship in sports nowadays because of, Jackson and Holmes and that kind of shit going on where we just kind of lost the, just TikTok dancing in the middle of people's logos and just doing stupid shit all the time. And it's gotten trashy where it's not classy anymore. and we're just adding fuel to that fire.
Damn, Blair got old real quick on this. Get off my lawn, brother. Hey.
Hell yeah.
He sold me on the analogy on the shaking hands thing. I see the similarity there. I think he sold me on that. That was actually a good point. Kevin.
I did love Norvell doing the guns.
That man had
like that actually. I was like, where's that been all season?
The most fire
Jesus
he had all
Christ.
season was like, get that shit out of here.
The thing that bothered me, first off, let me shout out our boy Andy Adamson on Instagram right now, folks. If you're not aware, every what day is this? This is we usually do them on Mondays, but every Monday we usually go live. Hell yeah, let's go Dogs! Every Monday we usually go live on Instagram, X, and YouTube. So make sure you check us out for the 7 Minutes in Heaven segment. Our boy Andy joined us today. He said rivalries matter regardless of the record. I think he was commenting when you were saying like it was dumb for them to plant this flag, the Gators. I'm with Chris and I'm with Andy as well. Hey, I want the fucking fire regardless of the record to keep on burning. Okay, so if we go out there, we fucking shit the bed. Hey, they're gonna plant the flag. They're gonna fucking talk shit. I want shit talking before the game. I want to meet at the fucking logo, and I want shit talking. I want some fucking fire, unlike Norvell, until the last second of the season. Literally after the season.
Literally the last second.
I want Norvell, like fucking showing me something, like smacking some players in the faces, like this is your fucking game, or I need something. But at the same time, if you're gonna plant a flag, don't expect to just walk in there and plant a flag on my fucking stadium, okay? If my boys, like Seminoles, if they don't respond and don't fucking go up there and push them around, it's kind of like, you guys remember, who was it fucking planted the football on the Dallas Cowboys stadium, or the Star? T.O. did that, right?
And then later,
I don't know.
And then later played for them?
Yeah, for sure. When he played with the Eagles, he went down, put it down, and then the safety, I forget his name at the moment, but came up and pushed him out of there. Like, get the fuck out of here. You don't disrespect our star and shit like that. But if you're gonna plan it, don't act like you can just walk up there and do it. But at the same time, like, I got no issue with it. I love the fire. I love the fucking rivalry. Keep it going. Keep the fire going.
I would have one follow-up question to that. Where do you draw the line? Because, like, would you have an issue with what Bradley
murder? I think murder. Yeah.
Where would you have an issue with what Bradley Chubb did, where after he beat us, he spit on our logo? You're cool with that too?
Retaliation.
I mean, yeah, obviously.
I don't want him to do that. But I don't want him to.
But if
our players let that fucking happen,
it seems like you're not only on board with the flag planting, you like it, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you like spitting on a logo?
I think
it's
that's
to me. Yes,
you draw the line somewhere. Yeah,
well, and that's what I'm saying. To me, they're both very disrespectful. One's just slightly more disrespectful.
No, slightly? Wait, you're telling me planting a flag?
Yes, planting a flag is pretty fucking disrespectful.
Dump on the field,
versus spitting.
I mean, thank you for bringing up the dump on the field, because Ohio State literally did that with their band.
What?
With their band, I sent you the video. They had the band shit on the other. They had the band.
They organized the design.
Yes, it wasn't actual shit.
I heard that. I was like, wait a second.
It wasn't actual shit.
The whole band shit on the field.
Run that clip for me.
I was like, Chase, right away when you said that, I was like, no, please be specific, because Kevin really thinks an entire band shit on the field.
Well, I mean, it's hard for,
No, they set it up and then had, like, they took, like, an emoji of, like, a shit and put it on top of, like, Michigan. They had, like, what was it? Like an animal on, like, made out with all the band members, and then they had the animal shit onto Michigan's logo.
I like that. I think it's clean. I like that game. Yeah. They did.
Yeah. Then ironically, they did not
win. Let's be quick on this, and then we wrap this up with college football reactions and what we think is gonna happen. But FSU hoops, I'm not following, but I'm gonna tell you this right now. You lost to LSU. You lost to NC. They're only two teams you played are good. You're not a good team. Fire Hamilton.
Both on the road.
Stay in.
One in overtime.
Still early.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with Fire Hamilton. Like he's been slipping for a while.
This is last year. This is it. Last year.
Shut up, Chris. Every year's last.
No, this literally is going to be the last year.
As someone that's been listening since the beginning of this podcast, it has been his last year for like 4 seasons.
Thank you, bud. Thank you.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Andy said T.O. did it twice. He talked shit, and I guess he walked in it too. Oh.
I think the more embarrassing thing with hoops was the 4 points in overtime against NC State.
That was awful, dude.
That was pretty rough.
It's tied. You're leading at the half against both teams, and then it's tied in overtime, and you put up 4.
Well, even before overtime, they were up 6 with like 3 minutes left, and then had to like scrap and claw just to go to OT, just to shit the bed in OT.
Got to close out, and Ewan just needs to stay out of foul trouble.
Yeah,
my man.
That was a weak last call, especially considering how physical they are letting Middlebrooks play with 4 fouls.
He doesn't foul out, we're going to win that game. He doesn't foul out,
he was the leading scorer. He was unstoppable, and then he fouls out, and we could not score a bucket.
So, hey, what's our record right now? What are we looking like? Are we going to make the tournament?
Is that right?
We're 7-3. That's correct right now.
7-3,
but we have lost to the 3 best teams that we have played. But
that's not good. That's not a good thing.
Correct. It is. That's what I'm saying. I'm playing devil's advocate with that. I will also say, though, all 3 of those games were close games. 2 of them are on the road.
Shit.
I'm saying there's hope. I'm not like last year's team didn't give me as much hope.
Pretender or contender?
Well, contending for national championship, definitely.
I mean, come on.
Contending to make the tournament, I'd say
I'd give you contender. Yeah. You're still a contender.
We might sneak in as the last 4 in.
Correct. That's what we're contending for. We're not going to be anything above that.
Is very down right now, so that you could very well.
Yeah, we are contending to be a last team into the tournament.
Our best win was against Temple. Like, we looked okay. I was like, okay, this team might be legit, and then we dropped 3 to actually good teams.
Yes,
and I was like, this is rough.
We got Tulane, Winthrop, and Louisville.
I mean, Louisville's
been actually pretty good this year.
Louisville.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me.
Louisville, yes.
Louisville is your
people love it, like pronouncing. People do it. Louisville.
Whoa. You just remove all the vowels, and that's
exactly. So Tulane, Winthrop, and Louisville.
Yep.
All right, we're going to wrap this up with a little NFL talk, and we'll call it a night. Well, I guess college football,
you want your pick'em too?
Quick.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what I'm saying, man. Just chill
quick.
out, Chris.
Come on.
Here we go.
It's going.
There
Ooh,
too much. That was
that
was a lot, actually. That was a lot.
Was it? Fuck.
Yeah.
YouTube's kicking us off right now.
Fox is calling me. That's interesting.
Don't take it. Don't take it, that call. Don't take the call.
Chris, where are we looking, bro? What's happening?
Chocolate Eater, you're number 1 in the group, but someone's chasing you. Danny J is only 20 points behind, Kevin. You've been running away with this group.
Idea who that is.
Who that is.
Do you think Danny J?
No, that doesn't make sense. I don't think that's him.
What's your worldwide ranking? Because you were slipping.
Well, no, I took a lot of risks at the end. At this point, I got it in the bag as far as the crew. So early, I'm just like fucking around at this point.
Just
so
I can't wait for you to miss a week and somehow lose.
I've already picked all my games
for
the rest of the year.
It's gonna glitch.
Well, if it glitches, I can't do nothing about that.
Somehow, I had them all picked, man. What happened?
And you know what? If I went to Erica and told her, hey, they glitched out and I lost the whole thing, she'd be like, you know what the first thing she'd say? Of course it did. Yeah. Yeah.
So what is?
Because anytime I tell her like punishments on the podcast, she's always like, yeah, I know. You lost. You know?
Because you complain the most, though, Kev. I guarantee you go back and like, oh my god, the guy.
Anyways, Chris, let's talk about who's winning again. You said I'm winning, right?
Chocolate Eater, and then for the crew, you are JP Knowles, because me and Kevin were arguing about this the other night, right, Jason? You're JP Knowles, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Kevin thought you were J $$ for some reason, but that's not right.
No, that is the opposite of what I said.
Wrong. Second place is a tie with me and Jose at 139.67. And then we have Chase at 136.70. And then last place, Jason at 133.72. You are currently... You're still time. You're only 30 points back.
Where's Blair on this list? Is Blair?
Jesus, I was leading the league. I was leading the league last week, and now I'm fucking down.
You're 30 points out of last right now.
Wow.
I hope I lose just so I can have another fucking thing I have to do so I can say Kevin is sucking dick. I find like I do things. Like I'm tired of it. Just tired of it.
It's fucking.
All right, man. I love you so much. I just want to let you know.
I'm anchoring the thing, Kevin. I think I'm at 17. I didn't set my line for like 3 weeks, and then I went.
You can't really. I would never done that
game.
Yeah.
Never done that.
I was like,
Never ever
pick
forgotten
all the
to
games,
pick.
and then I can forget about it. But yeah.
All right,
Playoff
so the
Titler down
last
there at the bottom.
The last thing before we wrap this up, let's be hot 60 seconds. I'm gonna
Hot
start
60
off
seconds.
with Blair with I think I got a 90-second timer, so I'll give you 90 seconds if I can find that timer. Do I
What
have
is
that
hot
in? I don't know
60
if I do or
seconds?
not. If I did, I might have
Is
removed
that
it.
new?
But we'll do 60 seconds. I won't
You
clock
just came
you.
up with that.
Yeah, there it is. That's what it's gonna sound like. I'll clock you there. All right. Rough 60 seconds. Blair, who's gonna win the the college football championship? Go all the way through the first 12 playoff team thing, whatever you
Playoff.
want to call it.
Playoffs.
All of them. You want me to give you the whole rundown real quick?
No, you
No,
got
I want
60
you to
seconds,
give
so
me
you
the
better
one
figure
team.
it out.
The one
Time's
team, the
going.
one team.
So the one team, I think it's unfortunate. You're probably going to be Georgia. I think they played Texas. Their defense looked solid. They did well with the backup. Their run game was strong.
What's Carson's status? Well,
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it didn't look like it even mattered. I mean, Texas was
fair.
they got exposed. So I think Clemson might even upset Texas. I don't think it's going to happen, but that's the one upset I think could happen in the first round. But no other team has really impressed me. Boise State's going to get knocked out early. Georgia's going to beat Notre Dame, who's going to beat Indiana, and probably just have an easy walk to the end.
Good call.
Boy.
Nope, that's the wrong one.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
No, I'm definitely Fox is definitely suing
Yeah.
my ass. Chase, you're rattling over there. I need you to go.
Yeah, I couldn't disagree with that more. Oregon
It's okay
has
to be wrong.
Oregon has beaten 3 teams already in this bracket and has 0 losses to any teams. Georgia's wildly inconsistent. Their quarterback play has been atrocious. Their defense is up and down. I think they will probably win one game and then lose the other because I just feel like that's their team this year, man. It's talented as fuck and underachieving, and I think it's going to continue to be that. More importantly, I'm going to go outside the box real quick. It pisses me off to thinking that if Nick Saban was retiring this year instead of last year, FSU maybe sneaks into the playoff last year, and Bama gets its last run this year instead. So fuck you again, Nick Saban.
hey, they didn't put Alabama in that, which is great.
That's what
That
I'm
would've
saying.
been- yeah.
If this was Nick Saban's
Oh, no, I
last
get
year,
what
like
you
it was last
Good
year,
job, Jay. Love that.
Yeah.
Chris, you're
Yo.
up because you chimed in too early.
I just love
Piece
that.
of
I love that the first 2 were out were Alabama and Miami. That's great. Just because
Yes,
that was so
correct.
great. Their best team in 20 years, and they fucking choke at the end and lose. That's great. But yeah, Oregon, I think, is definitely going all the way to the end. But I like outside of Oregon, it really could be anybody. Like with all these teams, that's what it sucks. Florida State not being in it because it's obviously your interest drops a little bit. But it's just nice that all these teams are so like any one of these teams could just get hot right now and go. I want to say Boise State because I love that running back. I really hope he gets the Heisman Trophy. I think I'll go. Fuck it. I'll go. Oregon, Boise State are going to play in the national championship.
they already played once, and it
Boise
was a
State?
close game.
Yeah, Oregon, Boise State national championship, but I think Oregon's going to win it all.
I'll go real quick. It's Texas. They got Matthew McConaughey. It's all good. Kevin?
God,
He doesn't play for them. You know that, right?
No, he
No,
does.
he
Wait.
does.
it's just
He's
his
on the field.
influence.
He's on there. It's influence. He means a lot. He's a good guy. Kevin?
Oh, that's gonna be tough, buddy. Because listen to me, okay? Hey, it's gonna be in the championship, Georgia. They're gonna somehow make it. Don't ask me how. I don't know. But they're gonna be going against the team that's actually gonna win the national championship, and it's Scatabo and the fucking
I would've fucking
Arizona
bet.
State Sun Devils. The Infernos come into the national championship game, and they're gonna take over. Arizona State. They got a senior quarterback. They got Scatabo, a fucking beast, fucking running back. Hey, you got all the tools you need right there. Hey, don't worry about it. We're gonna be all
I
right.
feel like whoever
Arizona,
played as
huh?
them as NCAA probably won it all with Scatabo.
I love it.
Thank you, Jason.
This has been a fun fucking 7 minutes. I actually liked everything about this. Chris, good job on the rundown. You didn't fuck it up. I appreciate that, bro. And you
Thank
said
you
words,
so
so
much,
it's a
man.
fucking great episode. Kevin,
Saw that
wrap
coming.
it up for us, dude.
All right, thank you so much for joining us, Scatabo. Take care of yourselves.
Who?
Scatabo.
Make sure that you follow us on all social sites, Cup to Cup Show. Remember, this episode does go live every week on Monday night. around 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That would be 7 Minutes in Heaven. So make sure you do that on Instagram, YouTube, X, I assume, Jay? I see the X logo up there.
The X has an X on it right now, so maybe it didn't go live for this week, but we'll get it fixed.
We'll get it fixed. Anyways, follow us on also sites, Cup to Cup Show, cup2cuplife.com. Go get you a Christmas t-shirt. Blair, show him your shirt. Blair's got his shirt on Big Nick Energy tonight. Get your Christmas shirts in.
Brings out your shoulders very, very nicely.
This is a very comfy shirt. I bought one for my wife. So I was like, I'm buying a shirt that says Big Nick Energy, and my wife was like, buy two.
Yeah, there you go.
Give me one.
You got the right chick then. Love you guys so much. We'll see you later.
Bye.
That was good.